Hello folks, today I'm going to be taking a look at a new plastic kit from Great Escape Games. It's the Gunfighters 2 box set for Dead Man's Hand. Okay, so the Gunfighters 2 box from Great Escape Games is 10 multi-part plastic miniatures, 28mm, and for use in Dead Man's Hand, their own game. On the back you can see a bit of a blurb there and some examples of the built and painted miniatures. All the weapons you need to arm your bunch are included: pistols, repeaters, shotguns, rifle, and other extras, including the plastic bases. So let's take a look. Inside you get 2 sprues, which are identical. Each sprue allows you to build 5 of the cowboys / cowgirls. Flip it over. So as you can see, bodies running through the middle, most in dresses, 1 in trousers. We have a set of heads at the top, some with masks, some with hats, and some without. So it makes a very good box set if you're planning on doing civilians, which you can use for some of the gangs in Dead Man's Hand as well. You can see in some cases hands are paired, so here we have like a puffy sleeve, or the top of the sleeve of the dress sort of flares out in that western schoolma'am type look. So in some cases you'll have to pair hands or arms, but most, yes, they may have slight cuffs on them or turn-ups, but you can get away with mixing, matching quite a bit. We have a couple of ponytails, 2 plaits, and then just 2 tied back, going 2 different directions. They fit onto one of these 3 heads with the hole in the rear. As you can see, there are also some holstered pistols and some holsters without pistols. We even have a storm lantern, some more pistols, a chicken, and a cacti. A nice little succulent. You can see here we've a repeater, a regular rifle, a repeater that can go on somebody or somebody's base, and then we also have, like the original box, the shotgun is split into 2 parts, which means you can have it breech open as if it's being reloaded. It's quite easy to build either way, and also it went on the sprue with an undercut. There's a nice level of detail on things like the dresses. You can see the pleated skirts coming out from underneath, and for some of the torsos then as well you have sort of multiple layers on there. You also have the sort of waistcoat and coat for the more tomboy dress of the well, could be your gunslinger. So like I say, you get 2 of those. You also get the round bases required. You can see some of them are missing because I built some of them. So if I pull in some of the ones I built then, you can see the first I have has got the storm lantern, hair in a bun. Not overly fussy with detail, which means if you want to go the whole hog and start painting elaborate patterns or the like on, you can. If you just want to paint them very sort of neat solid colours, you'll get them done a lot faster. Build was very easy. Nothing major that I ran into with any of the builds, and as you can see there is a slight seam line, but barely noticeable. These haven't had any clean up beyond getting them attached. So we have one of our pistols. For one of our repeaters here, got an Annie Oakley look. A bit more ready for the fight. I like the skirts. They all have pistol belts for you to attach the holsters to with ammo on them, just making them stand out a little. You could trim those off if you wanted to. Here we have one of our ponytailed heads. So they go together fairly easily. There's plenty of wiggle room with that attachment, so you can sort of pose it to get it in the direction you want. Nice little sculpt. Here we have our, well, what I would run as the gunslinger. I know on the first box there's one of these hands drawing, but it can be quite difficult to place it on some of the torsos of the men because they're wearing coats and they get in the way. So this little sort of cut off coat, as opposed to the frock coat, it just sits much better. I really like that. And finally, shotgun. Could be a gangster, could be a civilian. It's looking to protect your face. So there we have the miniatures. Now, there is you could feel these as various things in Dead Man's Hand. So there are a lot of different gangs that you can run them as. However, there is one gang called the Daughters of the West. And the Daughters of the West is this metal set. You used to be able to get these separately, but I actually got in contact with Great Escape Games and said I was looking to buy a copy because I was ordering these plastics, and they went ahead and just sent me them out with it, which is nice because obviously having the metals are nice, but with the plastic box set, some people prefer plastic. So if you want a specific way to run the Gunfighters as a female faction, then it's worth getting in contact with Great Escape Games directly and seeing if you can get your hands on the relevant parts to play them as Daughters of the West. And as you can see, standard sort of breakdown, you have a leader who has a pistol, you have a gunfighter who has a pistol, then you must have at least 2 ladies who can have pistols or repeaters, and 1 can have a shotgun. And then up to 4 soiled doves who can have pistols or repeaters. So with what you get in the box set, there's plenty of stuff in there to make a Daughters of the West gang in plastic, and even have a few left over for civilians for some of the other scenarios. So there we have it, folks. Great if you're planning on adding some civilians to your tabletop game for Dead Man's Hand. Obviously some of the factions like Lawmen and Pinkertons can have townsfolk joining in, so having a few ladies backing you up isn't beyond the realms of possibility. But High Plains Drifter, I like it. Also, if you plan on playing the Daughters of the West, then it's a fantastic way of getting those as well. You would have to reach out to Great Escape Games and see if you can get the cards and rules off them for those. But let me know what you think below. I think it's a great companion set to go with the original Gunfighters, and should be nice to see a few more Wild West miniatures on the tabletop in the not too distant. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.